Hey everyone, welcome to Ellis Mowers. I appreciate y'all watching as always. Usually we are a mower channel here. We work on small engine equipment, riding mowers, push mowers, and whatnot. To celebrate my 5-year anniversary of the channel and also to supplement some content over the holidays, Christmas and New Year's, this year I decided to do a car week here on the channel featuring whatever I can get fixed here. Featuring mostly this Toyota Camry. Quick story, I got it from my grandpa. It has 220,000 miles on it and has done a really good job so far and has pretty much just needed basic maintenance, a couple of starters. Now it's gotten to the point where we need to put some suspension on it, which we did, valve cover gasket, and couple other things to it that really weren't too bad, honestly, that y'all seen throughout the week. Driven this a few days since I replaced the valve cover gasket. The good news is the valve cover gasket is not leaking. However, this video is going to center around trying to get the another leak fixed. Like I said, most of these videos, if you're looking for a quick how-to, probably not the place you want to be. This is more of a narrative form, the whole process of me trying to get things fixed and figuring them out myself for the most part after doing a little research. So I'm sure there's a quick how-to video on this. However, this might be a little bit better because we're going to investigate what the issue is and experiment kind of to see if certain things that we're going to do will fix whatever issue that we have here. So, I've already given you an overview of the car. Nothing about the car has changed. But let's go ahead and get started on this Camry and see what we are able to do with it. Alright, so last time y'all saw me, we fixed the valve cover gasket, the coils, plugs, and cleaned the throttle body. All of the codes have not come back, save for the catalyst code, which is what I figured would come back. After driving it a few days, there was a puddle on the ground, and I noticed if I look down there, you can kind of see that right there in the middle of the screen. You got a little bit of a drizzle and seepage right there on the catch pan right here on the driver's side, and the leak is coming from, if y'all come down with me, coming from, if y'all can see it, there should be a little elbow line right there. So that's a transmission cooler line that goes through the radiator. So the goal here, we're going to try and figure out exactly what part of the line is messed up. If it's just an O-ring seal, or if it's the actual line itself that's the pressure of the transmission fluid going through it is wearing it down and we need to replace it, or if it's a crack in the radiator. I think it's just something at the fitting. So let me jack everything up and we will get under the car and see just kind of how it is before we take the line off, because I got to go get transmission fluid and stuff too before I start experimenting with this thing. I have not been wanting to do a flush because this is the original fluid on it. I have been wanting to do a drain and refill on the transmission fluid just to get a little bit of fresh fluid in there, but not flush it out to the point where we have the potential of damaging the transmission with new fluid and such in it. So that's kind of where I'm at. Let me get it jacked up and we'll see what we got with this line under here. Alright guys, I got my creeper, i.e. couch cushions. Them things are right if you find them on the curb. Jack stands, left the jack under one side just to support it, just in case if the jack stands fail, which I hope they don't. Y'all know how Harbor Freight jack stands are. So let's take a look under here. So where my leak was coming from was way over here. And that's mostly because it had been leaking and catching this catch pan and going down and going to the low spot and just leaking out there. I thought it was oil originally because it would look like oil. However, it is transmission fluid. So let me take a look inside to see if we can look together here. I don't know how well we'll be able to see. Let's take a look. So I can definitely see that. Oh, don't do this to me. The transmission line is leaking at the fitting there. So what we're going to do is just take the passenger side mount here off. Not the mount, but the catch pan deal. This looks like it's just a bunch of tins holding it onto the bumper cover. Got a screw here, tin here, and then I think it's missing a couple of things. It's zip tied up right here, but with the amount of mileage on it, that's to be expected. Usually it's even worse. And you can see where it's been getting even back here a little bit on the transmission. I don't know if I can block some of the light there for y'all, but so it's been kind of splattering back there too. I don't think it's leaking through at the casing, but you can see where it's kind of been spraying a little bit, and now it's just finally gotten to the point where it's leaking. And again, we had the issue with the valve cover gasket too, so we got, you know, a little bit of leaks in all capacities, and that honestly may be oil that I just wiped off of there. So let me get this off and then we'll get a better look. Alright guys, I think we might get lucky here. I'm not sure, but I don't know how we all be able to see, but this whole thing is just loose, like it's not even screwed in all the way. You notice that? So we're gonna just grab a wrench. I don't know if it's like a 14 mil, no, maybe it's probably like a 17 millimeter. I'm just gonna tighten it up. So I don't know if I can put y'all down here. You can kind of watch while I do it, and we'll find out. I think y'all can see. I think we're catching it at the right time though, because it just started a couple days ago. Hopefully it's an 18, otherwise I'll have to get another wrench. Oh, come on. Wonder if I can get by with the 3/4. Yeah, I can get by with the 3/4 here. Good. Just a little bit more. Let me dry it off. See if it leaks anymore after this. Could it barely be that simple? Just a little. I'm scared to try any more because I don't want to screw up a fitting. Or anything. Yeah, I'm not really interested in tightening it any more than that, because I don't want to screw up anything. Well, while I'm here, that honestly looks like that was the only area that it was leaking at. So what I might do is I might start the car up and let it run for a few minutes. Let it build up a little bit of pressure while I clean up all this under here, all this junk. And let's inspect things while we're down here, right? So it's not leaking nearly like it was. Like I said, this thing has only been at this for a couple of days. Oh, he did put a new radiator in this. So my grandpa did put a new radiator in this. The date code is, looks like February of 2019. So about 2.5 years. My suspicion is he just didn't get this line tightened up good enough. That would be my guess. I don't know if there's a little seepage right here, but like I said, I think that's just where the leak was. Well, that's good. The good thing is also the transmission fluid is still full. I checked it, so we didn't lose a lot of fluid, if any. And so let me run this for a few minutes. Make sure that we don't get a leak once the transmission gets warm, and we will clean everything up right here and call it for this repair. Alright guys, so it's been maybe 15 minutes. I've gone ahead and put out some, well, give you away the when I'm filming this, some Thanksgiving things in the yard. A couple pilgrims and turkeys. And where it was leaking, it no longer is, which is awesome. I'm going to go ahead and put the cover back on now. And that's just a 12 and some 10s. We'll pop this back into a position. Gosh, I was way off, wasn't I? There we go. Just get it under here first. Go ahead and just pop it into place. And then it's just a matter of putting the bolts back on. So I don't know if y'all need to see that, but you got one here, one here, here, here. There's one over there. There's supposed to be one around here somewhere, but it turned into a zip tie. So the one's supposed to be right there, I think. So that's right there. Right there. So let me get those bolts in, and we should be done with this. I was originally filming this video thinking that I was going to have to do an O-ring or a radiator or external transmission cooler, but I'm excited that that's all it was, because that saved me a bunch of time. Alright guys, so that's it for this one. It's a pretty quick one. I guess the lesson here is just be vigilant about leaks. Look under your car every once in a while, make sure the thing's not leaking. Check your fluids and all that good stuff. Luckily, that was an easy fix. Sometimes it may not be as easy as that. One thing I can say about this so far, everything that I have done on it has been pretty easy, which is great. From the motor mounts to the coils, plugs, valve cover gasket, suspension, and then being able to just repair that line right there by just needing to tighten it up a little bit. Nothing really that's been that frustrating on this car, which is great. It's a little unfortunate that it has all the leaks on it, and it is consuming about a quart of oil every 2,000 miles or so. But to my understanding, that's pretty run-of-the-mill for these things, to be having oil consumption. So if I have to put a quart in it every 2,000 miles, I mean, at 220,000 miles, I don't really have much in the car. Probably, I won't say the amount, but cheaper than a car payment every month, right? Anyways, I hope through this video series so far that y'all have seen that most of the repairs on this, even though they're major things to do to a car, have been pretty easy. And for the fact that it's lasted 220,000 miles, a lot of this on the original components that I am replacing is a testament to Toyota and the fact that I can hop in this thing and cruise on. Albeit I do have that catalyst light that would require me to replace the catalytic converter. If I want to spend $100 and some odd to do that, I might do that, but it's not really high on the list. Belt tensioner, however, is up there. I need to do that sooner rather than later because that thing is making a serious racket when the engine is cold. Also, whenever I have a load on it, like the air conditioning or the AC compressor's turning, it does make a rattle. Just at idle. Once you get going, it doesn't make a rattle. Anyways, I'm glad this was easy. I appreciate y'all watching this week, especially so far with all these car repairs. I hope y'all are enjoying it. It's a little bit of a change of pace, but I want to do something a little bit different to celebrate 5 years and also to have content going through the holiday season here between Christmas and New Year's, since I don't really have any lawn equipment to work on this time of year and snow doesn't really come down to North Carolina. I needed something. Again, if you have any questions about this repair or any other things that you see on the channel, you can reach me at my email address, ellis@ellismowers.com. My website is ellismowers.com, and you can see, you can also connect with me on Instagram and Facebook at ellismowers09. Thank you all again for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next video. See you then!